Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This feels so weird because this is the first video I'll be recording in like almost 9 months or more than that, and my introduction is so sloppy right now, and I might eventually have like a different introduction moving forward. But hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rae. I create lifestyle content, design and tech related content, and I also share career tips for anyone to grow in their various fields. First of all, I want to sincerely apologize for not being consistent. Like I promised earlier this year that I will be consistent on this page, on this channel. There are a lot of reasons for it, which I'm actually growing kind of tired of giving excuses for my lack of discipline and consistency, basically. But this video is going to be basically my year in review for 2024. This is the first time I'm going to be recording like a review video for like how my year went or how the year went for me. I'm going to be a bit kind of maybe emotional or kind of vulnerable, trying to go through everything that happened this year, and probably maybe you will understand why I've not been consistent and why I've not had time to actually put out content here. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's video. Oh my god, I feel shy recording this video right now. I feel so shy. This is what lack of consistency, what it does to you. Like all the hard work of like building that confidence of like facing the camera and recording that I've built like over the years. I feel like I've lost everything because I've not like been posting consistently. But I know that moving forward, I'm trying to change and I'm trying to like improve on myself, and I pray that there's change this 2025. But yeah, without further ado, let's now dive right into the video. Today we'll be reviewing 2024 as a whole year for me and how it went. And like I said, first of all, I would like to apologize sincerely for not being consistent. Like I promised last year, I really wanted to be consistent on this channel. I want to like give value to people and just put out things out there that would help people grow and also help myself. The purpose of creating this channel was basically to help people to respond to frequently asked questions in my DM. But I targeted it towards like my career as a designer, which is why you have Rae.design or Rae.design as the name of the channel. Like I said, that might change soon from like the conversation and everything that I'll be talking about in this video. Okay, so 2024 started really nice and beautiful because I just relocated to a new country. I relocated on the 4th of November 2023, and I got to the UK on the 5th of November, right? And for the first 2 months that I was in the UK, I had to stay with a friend because I didn't have my own apartment yet. I was still trying to like get used to like the environment, the weather, everything. So I stayed with my friend for like 8 weeks or one month and 2 weeks before I finally got my apartment. I moved into my own apartment on 19th of December. So I started the new year in a new apartment, in a new country. I started basically 2024 brand new, in new environment. Everything was just basically different in 2024, and 2024 was a kind of learning experience for me. But in this video, I've structured this video in like 4 parts. I'll be talking about my W's, which is like my wins, and my L's, which is like some of my losses, like the lessons I've learned, and also lastly my plans for the future, or like my goals for 2025, some of my goals for 2025. So let's start with the wins. So I wrote like a couple of goals, of course. What better ways to like monitor your progress as human than to like set goals that you can later review and see what you can do better. But some of the goals that I wrote down for myself, I literally could not even achieve like 50% of them. I would say like I achieved like maybe, let's say, 30% or 25% of what was on my goals for like 2024. Looking back at those goals, it's kind of sad, and at the same time I just feel like it's just time for like some kind of change in my life, or yeah, in the way like maybe I structure my life and stuff. Or like I mentioned, 2024 I started like a brand new person, living by myself for the first time, like living alone independently. And yeah, it was just basically different because when I was back in Nigeria, I know that I was living alone in Lagos. I moved to Lagos from, if you don't know, I'm from Ilorin, Kwara State, and I moved to Lagos doing my NYSC. So I spent like 2 years, roughly 2 years in Lagos. But although during my IT days, also in school, I spent like 6 months or so in Lagos. So let's just say I've spent like maybe like 3 years in Lagos. But like it was during my NYC that I fully moved to Lagos, that I lived there. But when I was living in Lagos, my sister also moved to Lagos. So we were living together before we basically relocated out of Nigeria together. My sister is currently in the US and I'm currently in the UK. Moving here is my first time of living alone and independently. So yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. English is hard. Don't blame me. It's not my first language. Yoruba is my first language. Or yeah, it's my mother tongue. So basically, anyways, so so as I was saying, so it was kind of different, and I started the year very hopeful because I just moved to a new country. I need to like have a source of income. The currency is different, the bills, everything compared to Nigeria is just different. Obviously, we all know that the exchange rate is pretty high. In the UK, £1 is like 2,000 naira currently. And I was working with a startup in Kenya. So before I even moved to the UK, I went to Kenya for like 1 month. They were paying like pretty well when I was like at least back in Nigeria. I was in Nigeria when I got the job. So the pay was really good, was enough to sustain me working in Nigeria or living in Nigeria. And they were paying me in dollars, which means that the exchange rate from dollars to naira makes it a good pay basically. Yeah, so when I relocated to the UK, I was still working with the company, but like they are still paying me at the rate of a Nigerian employee because obviously they didn't send me to move to the UK, and the company is still like a startup, so they can't afford to even increase my salary because I changed location, right? So they employed me while I was in Nigeria, so they were still paying me at the rate of a designer in Nigeria. So it was a bit difficult, and when I got my apartment, I was kind of desperate because I was staying with my friend. I promised my friend that I would be, because my friend is a student, and I promised her that I'll be staying in with her for just like 1 month before I get my apartment, but I didn't get it on time. So the first apartment that I got, that the application process was easy and fast. The rent was pretty high, and for the kind of pay that I'm getting, or for the kind of income that I'm getting, was like too much. I was literally spending 70% of my salary on my rent, and then let's say 10% on feeding. At the end of the day, I don't always have any savings. One of the purpose of moving to the UK is to live a better life, get a good job. So I was thinking that okay, like this apartment, I signed a 6 month contract, and I was thinking that okay, in 6 months I should get a good job, maybe move out of Sheffield, because I'm currently based in Sheffield, and maybe move to London, because most of the design roles are mostly in London. So I was just like, okay, yeah, so I can still manage myself without having like savings. By 6 months, by July, I should have gotten a good job and maybe start saving and stuff like that. So but anyways, everything did not go as planned. So let me just quickly run through, because I feel like this video is going to be so long and I don't want it to be so long. I just want to go through my wins and just like talk a bit about some of the things that happened along the way. So yeah, I have everything like written in my notes on my iPad. So the first thing on my win is I made new friends. So when I started, like I said, starting the year, everything was pretty new. I just only have one friend in Sheffield. She's a student, so she doesn't always have my time to hang out. And because I work remotely, I'm literally always alone, and it was difficult. The weather is really terrible, so you feel kind of like, I was feeling depressed. It got to a point that I had to even tweet about it on Twitter. I think I'll just, if I still find the post, I'll put it up here, talking about how like I'll wake up like feeling down, sad, miserable. I was almost depressed. I don't know if it was close to depression, but it got to a point I even cut my hair. Yeah, like I didn't know it was that bad, but I was just like doing my hair, and I was just like, let me just like cut. Like I just started like cutting my hair. Yeah, so it was kind of difficult. If you know me, you know that I'm a very super active person. I registered at the gym. I just go to the gym, come back. I didn't have any friends. It was difficult to hold conversation with people because most of the time they literally cannot hear what you're saying. You think you're speaking English, but yeah, they can't hear you. So whenever I see people like complain about how Africans or like Nigerians would relocate to the UK and they start speaking differently, it's because they had to. Like you literally need to like speak like the way the British people speak so that they can understand what you have to pronounce some certain words. Like there are some, Africanized words that we just say, or some things that we don't emphasize when we speak English, or some words that we don't emphasize, like the sound that is kind of just sound different in their ear. Those things is just so difficult to like to socialize when you struggle to actually communicate. And I really hate when I'm talking and then you're saying or pardon, or like they or even you yourself, you can't hear what they are saying. So yeah, so that first of all like made it difficult for me to like make friends, especially if you struggle with maybe anxiety and communication of like, okay, I don't want the people to like look at me weird, or you are just scared of like greeting someone and they not responding, or like giving you like a weird look. I'm that kind of person that, so I rather like just keep to myself until like I feel comfortable around you before I like start trying to hold conversation. So for like the first like 2-3 months I was going to the gym, just go to the gym, like join the classes, go back home. I didn't have any friends, so it was difficult. So finally, I made friends at the gym. I just stopped like worrying, and then one day I think we had like a normal gym class, and then one of the girls like spoke to me. No, I spoke to her. I asked her if she would like to do like a quick ab workout with me, and because the kind of person I am at the gym, I feel like if I work out with you, you kind of like really want to work out with me, because I'm that person that would try to push myself. And if I'm pushing myself, you as a person that I'm working out with, you probably feel challenged and you want to do the same too. So yeah, so I became friends with her, and the person that became friends with, she has a lot of friends too. She's super like friendly and sociable. So that made it easy for me to also like socialize and kind of meet other people at the gym, and just like made good friends. Like literally nowadays we go out outside, not just in the gym, but we go out. So yes, it was really really beautiful to like make friends and just like socialize and learn more about other people's culture, which was really beautiful and was one of the things that was on my goals for like 2024, which I'm really really proud of and I'm happy about. Secondly, I learned how to use chopstick. So the funny thing is that if you know me, you know that I love Korean or basically Asian movies. Why I really love K dramas. So luckily for me, the friends I made at the gym, two of them are Koreans. Like I mentioned, we usually go out to like eat and stuff. But even before that, I just like one day I was just like, okay, I need to learn how to use chopsticks. So I got like chopsticks from a store that is not far from my apartment. And funny enough, my apartment has like a lot of Chinese restaurants and grocery stores around. Even in fact, like my apartment building has a store that is East Asian grocery store where you can get like Asian food. So I got the chopsticks from them and started learning by myself, and I figured it out, because even before I traveled back in Nigeria, my brother-in-law actually gave me a chopstick that I was using to like learn, but it was kind of difficult and it was weird. But when I finally like moved here, it just became easy. I don't even know how I figured it out, but I just finally figured it out, which is really beautiful. I count it as a win, because it's just like that random thing that seems hard, but like I'm really happy that I like finally figured out to use it. And it's not everybody that knows how to use it. So yeah, so it's a W for me. So secondly, this video is getting too long, so I'm going to like try to rush it now. So second win is I got closer to God, and this is like the biggest win for me, because all my life I've always like treated my religion as like let me just say it this way, I've always been a mediocre Muslim, a Muslim that just do like the bare minimum. And this year, everything I had clarity about my religion, and I realized how grateful I should be to God for actually being this religion, being a Muslim. And yeah, that really just changed my perspective about everything basically. And yeah, like I feel like that everything about my life changed after Ramadan. It was actually during Ramadan that everything changed for me. Back home, I've always treated like praying and fasting as just something that is just like a necessity. I've never treated it as something very important. I've always treated it as something that, oh, you just need to do it, like it's just compulsory and you just need to do it. I didn't understand why I'm doing it. I was never intentional about it. The only time I like take praying seriously is when I want something from God. During Ramadan, everything just became so clear. My lifestyle basically changed after like Ramadan. So during Ramadan, I was like going through a lot, and I was applying to jobs. Nothing was like coming through. Like I was literally applying. I wasn't even getting any interview. So I started doubting myself. I started doubting my skills. I feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. Like, what's going on? I became kind of depressed. It got to a point I even cut my hair. I think I mentioned that earlier. So yeah, it was really really that bad. So during luckily for me, Ramadan started, and back home I've always loved family aspect of Ramadan. And because I was living alone this year, I had to do everything alone, and it was just difficult, and I missed like the old tradition back home. It didn't feel so much like Ramadan, right? So and back home, I usually go for the Tarawih prayer, which is like the 10 rakats that we normally pray during Ramadan. So I then googled on my phone like the nearest mosque to me in my apartment, and then I just started going for Tarawih prayer. Tarawih prayer was like always around like past 10, and the closest mosque to me was like 25 minutes walk from my apartment. Sometimes I would run there, so it would take me like 20 minutes to get to the mosque so I can like meet the prayer. Yeah, it started feeling like Ramadan again when I started going to the mosque for Tarawih prayer in the night. So I don't think I missed any day. The days that I missed were just the days that I wasn't praying. Yeah, so during that time I was also like desperately looking for friends. I've not like had like friends at the gym at the time. So I was looking for friends, and then one day I watched the video, and in that video that person said that, oh, like she when she reverted to Islam, she started praying to like meet Muslim friends, and after that day she met friends, like she met like a couple of Muslim friends that really helped her. So immediately I watched that video, I swear to God, and I'm not even like capping or lying or anything. I'm not even forming this up. Like, to be honest, it's just funny. I watched that video in the night, and I was like, okay, I think I need to start putting this into prayer too, because I feel like I desperately need like a friend. Like I have a friend, but like she doesn't always have my time, and she's a student, so we don't always get to see most of the time, right? So I was just like, okay, I need to start praying to have like Muslim friends here in the UK, like especially in Sheffield where I stay. So you won't believe that the night that I was planning to like start praying about meeting friends, that was the day that I met a friend at the mosque. So that night, the mosque was packed. Right, so during Tarawih prayer, it's always packed. So you have to go super early. So that day, I was sitting very close to the entrance of like the mosque, the female room where the female prays, and there I saw this lady just like enter she was at the entrance, and she was looking around looking for space. So I just shifted that, oh, like, oh, there's space here that you can come in. I didn't even look at her face. I was just like, okay, I just noticed that somebody person is looking for space. So I just like shifted a bit so that she could like stay beside me. And then she thanked me, and she quickly like observed like a nafila. So when she sat down, and then she just tried to make conversation, which is like pretty weird for me. Like it's kind of weird because I try not to like really talk to people like that. I'm kind of still shy. And the person was like, oh, are you like, where are you from? Or like, yeah. And I was like, I'm Nigerian. And she was like, oh, that's nice that she said, oh, I'm Bengali. And I didn't even know that they call Bangladeshi people Bengali. So I think I just figured it out when she mentioned, and I was like, oh, okay, okay. And then we started talking like as if we've known each other for a very long time. That was crazy. Like that was the fastest friend I've ever made anywhere. And then we collected each other's number that night. And every time I go to the mosque, sometimes I'll try to keep space for her. Sometimes she tried to keep space for me, and we just became like close. And after when we became close, and then I was telling her about like how we met, like how like I was planning to like pray about it, and we just like became friends that day. And she was like, oh, like the same thing happened to her, because she was actually praying about like, because she moved to Sheffield when she like got married, so she didn't really have any friends. She grew up in the UK, but she moved to Sheffield when she got married, and she didn't have any friends in Sheffield. And so she was thinking of, okay, she would start praying, or she started praying about meeting friends, like, or Muslim friends basically. And yeah, it was just crazy. And that was like, that the first experience of how I feel like God was really, really changing my life, and things were changing my life. This year, like everything just basically changed. I gained clarity about how important like religion is and God is in one's life. And yeah, it just like made everything beautiful in my life again. And even though like everything was not going so well. Like I didn't have a good job. I was basically living hand to mouth, right? So like it was difficult, but like because of that growing belief and faith in God, like it just became easy, and it's something that I don't really think too much about. I just try to put in my best as much as I can. I was applying, I was getting rejected. I did several interviews and I was getting like rejected, like left, right, center. And yeah, but like I was able to keep going and keep pushing forward. Literally my lifestyle just changed. I tried to like to appear visibly Muslim more, because I was just so proud to be a Muslim. And I don't used to use like hijab before. Like I just said to like, okay, I need to start wearing my hijab. I want to be outside and people can literally tell. Or even though I don't open my hair. Back in Nigeria, I just wanted to appear more visibly Muslim, and I want like people to, when I pass, people to know that this person is a Muslim, and so yeah, so that aspect was like the biggest win for me, and I'm really really grateful to God for giving me that clarity. I know that they say that when you're going through a difficult time, that's when you like know God, and I'm still really still grateful to God for like still helping me build that iman. That so yeah, so that's like the biggest win for me. So let's go to the next win. Oh my God, this video is getting so long. um Next win is like another thing that gives me a lot of joy. In October something happened, but I just like I picked up running. I've always loved running, but like I just didn't have that self motivation to like go running. I always like postpone. I'm always like, oh, like yeah, I don't have the right shoe, or like I always try to make excuses not to go out to run. Suddenly everything changed in October, and I just started running. I started by running every day. I went on my first run on the 16th of October, and since that day I just continued running. And yeah, it has to be like the most beautiful experience of 2024 for me. Like, and everybody asked me, like, because I post it online. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my Instagram handle at the top, like on the screen. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that how much consistency I've built, like going to run. I literally now wake up 5 o'clock to go out to run, 5 o'clock in the morning. And if you live in the UK, you know that it is still pretty dark by 5. Even in Nigeria, it's still dark by 5 o'clock. But like in the UK currently, sunrise is around 8, I think 8:15 or so, or 8:20. So can you imagine how dark it is? Like around 5 o'clock, I wake up 5 o'clock to go and run, and then come back and pray. So so that's how crazy the kind of discipline and how much I've really really enjoyed. And so yes, I started running. Consistency at the gym grew like this year, like and I've seen changes. Basically, if you I don't know if you noticed from my face, but like I've lost a lot of weight, and I feel like I'm doing it a bit too much, because running is cardio, and I've not been like seeing so well. So I feel like I'm losing some of the gains that I've gotten from like going to the gym, strength training and stuff. But I really do enjoy running, so I don't know what to do actually. But so like I said, so I lost like 8 kg already. Like in September I was 72 kg. Now I'm currently 64.5 or 0.6 kg. So that's a big win for me, and yeah, I'm just really grateful. Like I feel like I'm literally asking myself that what have I been all these years, that like haven't I been running all these years? Because I just wish that I've been running since like a much younger age. I feel like I'm growing so old now, so my bone is yeah. I'm approaching 30, so so yeah, I just had like that wake up call this year. I clocked 27 2 weeks ago. So like I'm having that wake up call that, oh, in 3 years time you will be 30. So yeah. Oh, well, I wish I actually started running like pretty early. But yes, it's not too late to start anything basically. Yeah, that's one of the biggest win of 2024 for me. I'll be running my first marathon next year actually, 2025, inshallah. I'll be running my first marathon. I'm preparing myself like for it, like this. Like I'm really preparing myself for it. Another win for me this year was that I improved on my communication skill. I improved on that because you just basically have to learn how to like express yourself better in English. Back in Nigeria, I mix a lot of Nigerian English, like pidgin with pure English with Yoruba and everything. But here, like literally, you need to speak, except you're speaking to a Nigerian, you need to communicate strictly in English, and not just any English that people can really understand. Like, there's some things that you can say in Yoruba or like can say in Pidgin that you can easily express yourself better. But like when it comes to English, kind of like hard because you are used to like, the mixture of those languages. So yeah, so I feel like I think so, I'm not sure, but I feel like I've kind of improved a lot in my communication and storytelling skills. So if you notice, if you watch some of my content on Instagram, I try to make more voiceovers and try to like put like more storytelling around my content, which is just me trying to like improve on my English, on my intonation, on my accent, everything. So yes, I think that there's like a small improvement in it, and I think my confidence level also has grown a bit. I don't know, but yeah, I feel basically. But yeah, so that's another win. And then lastly, I think I'm making a career switch. I don't know yet, to be honest. I got a job recently and it's like outside of design, and I will tell you the reason, but I want to quickly move down to like some of the L's of 2024. Oh my god, this video is getting so long. It's already 5 o'clock. Okay. So the first L was that, and the biggest L for 2024, drum roll, because yeah, it's going to be surprising to some of you. Some people know already, some people don't. So yeah, I lost my job. I got laid off the second time in 2 years. In October, I got laid off October 17th, and it was like one of the hardest thing I've experienced this year. Imagine, I've been struggling trying to like I said, I've been living hand to mouth. My salary has not been enough to like survive in kind of economy that I'm living in, right? And imagine now losing that job and being basically jobless, and I need to pay bills almost every month. It was different last year because I talked about it. I talked about when I lost my job in 2022. It was different because back in 2022, I was earning, a decent salary from that job, and I had I had savings, and I've not been moving. Like, sorry if the audio is bad because I feel like I'm not used to holding a microphone. So I just got this microphone, but I discovered that the clip is broken, so that's why I'm holding it. I can't like clip it to my. So I got laid off again, and yeah, it was just different from when I was back in Nigeria. When I was back in Nigeria, it happened when I was home in Ilorin. So I had like my family, everybody, like people around me. Basically, my mom was around, and yeah, like I just had like loved ones around me, so it didn't feel like really really bad. But this time around, was terrible. It was really really terrible. I think I recorded like the call that I had with the HR when I got laid off, even though I knew, I saw it coming, because yeah, career wise I didn't see any growth, so I really saw it coming. And also it wasn't as shocking as the last one, but it was hard because that is my source of income. I don't pay rent. It's not like in Nigeria that I pay rent every year. So back in Nigeria, I wasn't freaking out. I even have my rent, even though it happened around November in 2022. I had my rent already for like that I'll pay for December. So like I'll pay for the whole year in 2023. So that wasn't really difficult as difficult this was for me. Yeah, like I need to pay monthly rent. I need to pay like water bill. Yeah, survival like without a job here is close to impossible. I don't have any family member here, so yeah. And even if I do, like everybody is literally struggling in this country, so so don't think we are going to move to the UK or like abroad and people will be sharing money for you on the street. It doesn't happen that way. So yeah, so it was difficult. I cried the first day it happened, and it's just that faith in God, like, because I think, like I said, finding God, I never lost God, but yeah, gaining clarity about like my religion and everything in March, and building that spiritual aspect of my life early this year. I think God was just preparing me for what would happen at the end of the year, or everything that would happen, right? So I feel like because of like the level of like confidence, I would say, in God that I've built, and spirituality that I've built, it kind of really helped me to not like lose myself when I lost my job, and not like feel depressed and sad. The day that I got laid off was the only day that I cried about it, and after that situation I just tried to move on with my life and try to look for a way out. And so I wanted to talk about running, right? I want to talk about running again. So I lost my job on the 17th of October, and I started running on the 16th of October. So I started running that day because I watched a YouTube video, and this runner was talking about how he has been running 10k every day. He has been running 10k every day for 3 years straight. So he was saying something around, and he run like almost like every morning, very early in the morning. So I followed that runner, but in that podcast or in that video, he said that we do a lot of things in the morning that don't even add anything to our life, and which one of it is pressing your phone, just lying on the bed, not doing anything, or even sleeping sometimes. But as a Muslim, obviously, you need to wake up very early in the morning to pray, right? And for me, once I finish praying Fajr, I go back to sleep. I basically go back to sleep, and or sometimes I just press my phone until like it is 9 o'clock that I need to stand up to work, right? And I just realized that, okay, that's true. Like, why am I wasting my life, like wasting away, just rotting on my bed, when I could quickly just go for a 30-minute run, and it would add a huge benefit to my body, to my mind, to my productivity and everything, basically. Because when you go out to run or do any kind of activity in the morning, it just wakes up your body and you feel kind of energized to start and like work for that day. So that morning I stood up, I wore my hoodie, and I just went for a run. That first run was like a 3k run, and I just ran like gently. I was running at 9 minutes 23 seconds per meter. I don't even know what I'm saying, but like, you get what I'm saying. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, but yeah, I was running at a very slow pace, but it was kind of a huge achievement when I discovered I could actually do this. Like, it's not so hard, because I thought when I used to think of running, I would run like few meters and I would be out of breath. So, but like, when I discovered like the sweet spot of running was when I started running like just slow and steady, like just slow, just go at your own pace, and everything would make sense. So I just ran, and because I watched that guy's video talking about how he started running every day, that's how I started running, not knowing that the second day I would get laid off. So I got laid off the second day. That second day, I already finished running. I've gone for my morning run before I had like the call with the HR that I'm getting laid off. So although I feel sad, but like I feel kind of better. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but my emotional and my mental state was kind of just okay. And unlike before, that I basically disappeared from the internet. I disappeared, I think, since the first layoff that happened in 2022. I've not like gone back to Twitter used to be like my the social media app that I'm kind of active on. I couldn't go back to Twitter. I don't know, for some reason. It's just kind of it's scary for me. That space is just scary for me. So so yeah, so this time around I just continued my normal routine. I posted my run, and people, like, when I told some of my close friends that I got laid off, some of them did not believe, because they still see my posts. I still do like my normal everyday thing. They're like, how come, like, you know? But yeah, like, I'm just grateful to, like, I feel like everything that has to do with spirituality, everything just like made sense at that point when I lost my job. And alhamdulillah, I like to mention that I got a new job, but it's a different job from design. But that's why I'm thinking of, maybe I would later have like need to do a career switch. I don't know yet, but I'm just following God's plan. I'm trying to like build on myself, try something new. If, like, they say, there's this popular thing where people say that if things are not going like the way you want it, you need to change your perspective. You need to like have a change, like change the way you approach or re-strategize or something. And that's what I'm doing right now, trying something new. I don't want to really talk about the job yet, because I don't know what the future holds for it. But yeah, for now, it's still something that I'm doing, that it's keeping me alive. I'm kind of surviving in that job. It's earning more higher than what I was earning before, and I'm kind of living a comfortable life. The next L is I moved out of my apartment. So if you notice, like, the kind of like the setting and everything of this video is different. I had to move from my apartment because immediately I lost my job, it was kind of difficult, obviously, to pay my rent. But luckily, the job that I got laid off from, they paid severance. I was able to pay a couple of months rent. But I need to move out because I need to just cut down on my spending costs. So I had to move. I was living alone before in my apartment. I was living in a studio apartment. I had to move to a shared apartment, which is much cheaper than where I was living. And yes, I just needed to like cut down on my expenses so I can have savings for any unforeseen thing that could happen in the future. So which is why we have a different setting. Alhamdulillah, where I'm currently living is quite comfortable. Like I'm happy. I feel like it's even kind of better than where I was staying before. But the only difference is that back then, where I was staying before, I'm living alone. I make my own decision. I would just say like I'm living a comfortable life, and alhamdulillah, I'm really grateful to God. Another L is I plan to like travel and explore, go to different countries this year. I didn't do any of that, for obvious reasons. I didn't have any savings not to talk of. So say I want to travel, and also so I couldn't travel to anywhere like I planned. My design skill, there was no improvement. Like I said, before I got laid off, I saw it coming because I just feel like I didn't mention the reason why I got laid off. Company was going through like maybe difficult time, but they had redundancies. They felt my role was kind of redundant, and that was why I got laid off. Yeah, but I noticed that I've not really had time to like improve on my skill. Design itself is kind of getting tiring for me, and it got to a point I didn't even know some of the new update that was on Figma. Like it was that like I was so disconnected from like my career as a designer this year, and that was because I was trying to adjust to like the new environment I'm in. Yeah, it was just everything was just like different and difficult for me. And yeah, but I pray that this year, it gets better. um yeah, it's a L for me because yeah, it was part of like one of the goals for like this year for me to improve on my skill as a designer and whatnot. But like yeah, it didn't work out as I expected, or like I didn't improve as much as I wanted. Maybe there was improvement that I'm not seeing, but yeah, it felt like I was just stagnant like throughout the whole year as a designer. Another L for me was I lost like loved ones. uh One of my cousin cousin, like she's an aunt to me. How do I explain it? But like it's a very complicated family line, but she's like an aunt to me. Like I stay with them when during my IT when I was in Lagos, and she died recently, which is like really really sad. Like yeah, but I pray that God forgive all our sins and grant our journey to the Firdaus. And one of my sister's friend also died. You know the funny thing, the person died on the day that I lost my job, so it was like double sadness for me. I wasn't close with that person by the way, but like I knew that person because when I moved to the UK, the person reached out to me that, oh, I'm also in the UK, let's meet up. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just like trying to like settle. When I settle, maybe we can, you know find time to link up. And out of the blue, like the day that I lost my job, my sister just told me that this person died, and I was just like dumbfounded. So I was sad that I lost my job, but like it was kind of double sadness because I'm like, okay, I'm really sad about losing my job where like somebody just died. Like so, I think that also made me like sober up from like the sadness of like losing my job and just like focus on what is next, what do I do next. And yeah, so lastly, the last L for me was I've not been consistent with my content creation journey. I set a goal for myself this year that I want to hit 5k 10k on my Instagram page, and I also want to hit at least 5k on my YouTube channel, and also monetize my YouTube channel. No, I didn't achieve any of that. In fact, like on my Instagram, I didn't even hit 5k, not to talk of 10k. Do you know how crazy it was? Right now I don't even understand my Instagram page because currently it feels like I'm just stagnant and I'm losing follower literally every day, and I don't know why. But I think I started creating like some content around everything that is going on in Palestine at some point. I was posting content and reposting and liking. I feel like those I think also that also affected my, because we all know that they've been kind of targeting people that repost and like content on everything that is going on in Gaza. And I pray that people that have lost their life, Allah grant them the highest place in Jannah. And also the people that are currently alive, I pray that God provide sustenance for them and grant them victory against their oppressors, whether it is in Palestine, in Congo, in Sudan, anywhere in the world where people are currently going through injustice and they are being killed unjustly. And so yeah, so I just wanted to quickly mention that. Anyway, so I've not been consistent, and there hasn't been any growth in any of my content this year. But inshallah, next year 2025 there's going to be growth. I pray that like my life is stable enough to be able to achieve that goal of growth on my social media pages basically. So yeah, so those are the wins and the L's from 2024. So now let's go to the things that I've learned this year. I wrote it down in my iPad, so in case you notice I'm looking down, I'm just trying to read them out. One of the lessons that I learned this year is don't be afraid to start over. Like, I know, like, the scariest thing for me this year was starting over. Like, the fact that I have to start over, start something different from design. Like I said, design was what brought me to the UK. So like having to like abandon like a 5 year career for something else that is completely outside of design was just like scary for me, and I had to just do it because I didn't have any other option. Like, I need to have like a source of income to survive. So yeah, I don't know where this, this path is going to take me or how it's going to probably later impact my life. But I just know that, yeah, I'm trusting the process and putting my best foot forward. So yeah, don't be scared to start over. There are situations that you find yourself in life that you need to change. Something needs to change. You just need to allow that change. You need to welcome that change. You need to embrace that change. Oh my god, when did I turn myself to turn to a motivational speaker? But yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, there's some changes that you need to have in your life sometimes, that even though you didn't plan it, it's not what you want for yourself, but you just need to allow it because you don't know how it's going to affect you later in the future, and you don't know. Also, God has like beautiful plans for you. Also, like I said, everything that happens to you happens for a reason. So like, even that change that you're thinking that is bad for you might be good for you later in the future. So yeah, so don't be scared to embrace something new. Don't be scared to start over. Secondly, always seek solace in God. I don't think anybody, you need to like emphasize this more than I've talked about a lot of things about building that spirituality and closeness with God. Yeah, it really helped me survive, and it really helped me through like this year. I don't know what I would have done if like I didn't like started doing more research into like my religion and trying to like be more close to God and trying to understand the reason why I pray and the reason why I fast and the reason why I need to read the Quran. Yeah, like I feel like these things, they are just so important to you as human. Believing in God is an innate thing that God has already put there in you. So even as a child that does not know anything about religion, whether it's Christianity or Islam or any other kind of religion, it is already innate, like it's already in you that you believe in a higher power. So yeah, so just always like remember God anytime you feel down or you even feel happy. Just be grateful and happy. Like lately, there was a day that I just woke up from my bed in recently, like I think 2 days or 3 days ago, and I just said Alhamdulillah, because I didn't know that I could still be living the way I'm living and kind of still happy with everything I've been through this year. But like, I just said Alhamdulillah because I was happy. Like, I was genuinely, I was contented. Like, I feel satisfied, and I said Alhamdulillah because yeah, I've been through a lot this year. So yeah, so always find solace in God whenever you're down, you feel happy, any kind of emotion that you're feeling, just always remember God. And I feel like that assurance that there's a higher power somewhere that is looking over you, is like watching you go through life, just like give you that kind of, that, I don't know, like that peace. Yeah, it gives you that peace of mind that you are not doing anything, you're doing alone, that there's God somewhere that is looking over you and is like watching over you and is accept your prayers and stuff. So yeah, thirdly, don't hide your problem, don't lie to yourself, and don't hide from the world. Like when you go through something difficult, yeah, of course, like pray about it, but like speak with people, like share your problems with people. I think one good thing that I did this year when I lost my job, unlike the first time that it happened, this time around I literally was telling not everyone, like, because a lot of people don't know unless they are really close to me, but I didn't hide it from people like that were around me. Like, I talked about it to my friends at the gym, like my friend I met at the mosque. I literally just anyone that could help me. And I'm really glad I didn't like hide away and try to like figure it out myself, because I've been trying to figure it out for over almost a year and nothing good came out of it. So yeah, don't be scared to share, because you don't know who you would tell and that would help you out of that situation that you are in. So don't be scared to like discuss sometimes the people do say that, oh, like a problem being shared is gossip for other people. But like, to be honest, I've come to a conclusion that in this life, whether you like it or not, people will talk about you. So why not just take the risk of like sharing like that problem that you're currently facing, and when there's a possibility of you finding like a solution if you share it with someone. So yeah, I think I've grown just shameless of some things. And yeah, and sometimes when you discuss your issue with people, like, you just feel that peace of mind. It might not even that you want them to give you a solution, but being able to just share what you are going through and people just telling you that, oh, I can relate to what you're saying, I've experienced this before, just give you that peace of mind. When I was like, recently I spoke with my manager when I was working in softcom, and I was just like ranting about how difficult it is to get a job here and everything. And he was just telling me that, oh, like, yeah, it is everywhere. And him just like actually saying it out loud that, oh, it is even though I knew that it is everywhere. So he just said that, oh, it is everywhere, like, just try to do something different, try to like build on your skill, or like do something, add something more to what you are doing, learn something new. Just gave me that assurance, like, it just made me so happy. Just hearing him say it out loud like made me really really happy. So yeah, so don't be scared to like, share your problem with people that can actually help you. Find a hobby, especially something fitness related. Yeah, like, I don't know how I would have survived this year actually without like having like this relationship with fitness. I feel like going to the gym really helped my mental state. Going out to run really helped me a lot to like figure out some things, clear my head. It just really helped me to cope the situation that I find myself, right? It even helped me deal with loneliness sometimes, because of course I sometimes I really miss my family, and I just want to be around people, and I'll just go out to run. And sometimes when I'm just running and I see other people running too, like, I just feel it feels as if I'm part of a family. Sometimes on Saturday I just go out to run with people like at the park, and yeah, it just really made life kind of easy and simple for me at that moment, even though like it is not, but it give me that clarity and just like clears my head and give me that like feeling that everything will be all right, and I can still try to go again, like try again. Yeah, so find a hobby. Doesn't have to be running, it could be just going out to work, it could be playing chess, it could be anything, basically just anything that just like, yeah, help your physical state, your mental state. Yeah, just do it. It will help you a lot. Can't emphasize that enough. Yeah, always like family support is super important. I don't know how to explain it, but like, I'm really grateful to my family, my siblings, my parents, basically everybody. Having a family, like a support system from family, cannot be overemphasized. Now, I don't know how I would have like survived all the situation I went through this year without them. Like, having just them calling me just to check up, just to be sure that I'm okay. Sometimes just like, just really helps me basically. And I'm really, really grateful to God for giving me that kind of family. Now let's talk about some of my plans for 2025. One, I want to start reading again. So by the way, I'm reading everything that I've written down in my iPad. So in case you notice I'm looking down, just reading it from my iPad. The first goal for me next year is I want to start reading. I Back in 2020, I recently like started reading like, motivational books and like different kind of books basically. And not just like anyhow kind of books, but like reading books that will just give you general knowledge about stuff. It doesn't have to really be about design or things that are relating to career, but I just like the idea of just having general knowledge about things that does not even relate to what. And also, like, I believe that as humans it is essential that we continue to like increase in knowledge. And yeah, so I want to like really start reading again. I pray that I'm able to achieve this goal. But yeah, genuinely, back in 2020, I really enjoyed like reading. Like, I just read like different books. I think I read 10x Rule. I read Atomic Habits. What other books did I read? I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Even though I think that book, the writer itself became bankrupt recently. So yes, I want to start reading again. Second goal is to I want to revive my design career. Not that my design career is currently dead, but I've not really done like a design that like I'm genuinely maybe motivated to work on or inspired. Like maybe an inspiration came and I wanted to work on it. I really want to like enjoy designing again. This past few months or like even year or two, like, has been kind of me just designing just for survival, not designing like maybe to enjoy the process like I used to back in the days, basically. So yes, I want to like, do more like design work, and maybe now that probably not like working as a designer, maybe I would like get that inspiration again and that ginger to work on new ideas again. Continue exploring this new career path. Like I said, this new career path is kind of like completely different from design, but it's something that I want to also like explore more and see like what are the things, other things that I could do and benefit from this. Maybe one day soon I'm going to like talk a bit about it, but like it's because it's still pretty new, I don't want to like really dive into it right yet. What else? Get more religious and closer to God. Yeah. I want to actually really still improve on my spirituality. I want to learn, like start memorizing the Quran again, because when I was little, one of the days I ate about like to like the Arabic school is memorizing the Quran. Like it used to be something that I dread. Like I'm always scared because I didn't like memorizing the Quran back then. But now like I see like the importance, and it's something that to be able to read the Quran is just something that anybody that I see that knows, like genuinely know how to even read the Quran without even memorizing, I give them kudos. So I want to start with the first Jews, even though like back in the days I actually knew like the first Jews like from head to toe. Now like I don't know, I can't remember some of, like I just remember some of the surahs that I read during prayer. So I want to start like memorizing it again, and also reciting them in my prayer, because it just makes it easy to like not forget when you like memorize like a part of the Quran and just recite it when you're praying. So yeah, so that's is something that I want to really do this year. Learn a new language. I recently started learning Korean. I know I'm obsessed with K-drama, but I actually started learning Korean because I wanted to be able to watch Korean drama without a subtitle. And funny enough for me, like two of my friends from the gym, they are from Korea. So one of them even offered to teach me Korean, but I've not just had the time. So I'm not sure. I'm not saying that I'm going to Korean language that I'm going to learn, but I really want to learn a new language. I want to be bilingual. I think that's how they pronounce it. So another goal is to continue to improve on my communication skill. Yeah, really love to be able to like say something once and they don't need to ask, I'm sorry, what did you say? Please can you come again? Pardon? Really frustrating. So sometimes I just hold myself back from some certain conversation because half of the conversation would be me repeating myself, or me not hearing what they are saying. So yes, I need to really improve on my communication skill. I want to be able to express myself better in English, because I'm already used to using like combination of English, Yoruba, and Pidgin back in Nigeria. So it's kind of difficult depending solely on English, and not just anyhow kind of English, but like British English, using British like vocabularies basically to be able to communicate better. Yeah, I want to be more organized and disciplined. Actually, my life is kind of pretty, I won't say messed up, but like not so organized right now. I want to really have that organization and discipline myself. Do the right thing at the right time. Have a plan, have a strategy in whatever I'm doing, content creation, whatever I want to do. Just basically have a plan and build a routine around everything that I want to achieve. This year, I want to run a marathon. Recently, fell in love with running, and yeah, what else do I need to do than to run a marathon and earn a medal? Because that's the only way I can show you guys that I'm actually serious about this running thing. But yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you definitely know that I've been really, really running consistently. I want to run a marathon this year, inshallah, and I probably will start with a half marathon first, and then try a marathon. Marathon is I think 41 or 42 kilometers, while half marathon is like 21 or 22 kilometers. Yes, inshallah, I know that's something, it's not impossible. I want to travel. Next goal is I want to travel to at least 10 countries this year. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I don't have the funds yet, but I trust God. I'm believing in God. So I really want to travel and explore more places. And inshallah, I know that it's not something that is far fetched, something that is pretty easy for God to do for me. Inshallah. Continue to be more consistent with my fitness journey. Yeah, I know that my fitness journey is on a lockdown. Like I've not been taking a lot of rest days, and I feel like it's taking a toll on me. So currently my whole body is sore from from Sunday gym session. So I need to actually start having rest days, because aside going to the gym, I still run again. Sometimes I run the same day that I go to the gym. I just need to like have like a plan that works without harming my body, so I can enjoy my fitness like life better. So I'm doing too much at the moment, and I feel like it's really impacting my body basically. Another goal for me is to grow my social media account. This goal was part of my goal last year. Now I'm transferring it to this year because yeah, we are not giving up. So yeah, we'll do it again. If we don't meet it this next year, we still do it. Like I'll still add it again to my 2026 goal. But inshallah, I trust this year or 2025 is going to be beautiful. Everything is going to work out for me. I'm going to gain more clarity on my life and everything that I want to achieve. I'm going to achieve everything I have on my goal, on my to-do list. So yeah, so I want to grow my Instagram page to 10k, and I want to grow my YouTube page to 5k subscribers, which is pretty small. And I know that God can do more than what I have here. So nothing is impossible basically. So, and I also want to monetize my accounts, even though I've not been consistent. I pray that I'm able to build that consistency this year. Another goal on my to-do is to start a podcast. I've always, like I said, I really love having conversation and talking, and I've always wanted to have like a podcast talking about something that I really genuinely enjoy. Even though design is also something I genuinely enjoy, and what I'm currently doing is talking, but it's different with podcasts because podcast is more like a conversation between two people. And maybe like something I will look into is like talking about fitness. Even though I'm not like a professional fitness person, but like I've been going to the gym for a pretty long time, and I feel like I can say a thing or two about like fitness and stuff. So yes, I think it's something I would look into. Not it might not be about fitness, but any other like topic that I really do enjoy. I want to like have a podcast where I can discuss it with someone that we both have like similar like interest. And I've actually discussed it with a friend that also want to do something similar. So we'll see. Fingers crossed, it's something that I'm able to look into more this year. And lastly, I want to be able to save more and give more charity. I recently joined a Zakat organization, which is like more of like a compulsory charity in Islam. So basically, as a Muslim, you are supposed to give I think it's 2% of your wealth every year to like the less privileged if you're able to afford it. So which like there's a amount or limit of how much you must be earning to be able to give zakat. So yeah, so inshallah I want to start paying my zakat. I didn't know that I pay like my zakat when I was back in Nigeria. I thought zakat has to be like pay zakat, you have to be super rich. But I just recently discovered that you like there's already like a limit that you need to be earning to be able to pay zakat. And I didn't know back in Nigeria. Now that I know, inshallah, I want to start paying my zakat this year. And also, yeah, we want to like be able to give out charity, give to less privileged, and give to people that I know that really need help. Because yeah, one of the beautiful things about giving zakat and sadaqah is that you purify your wealth, you receive more blessings basically. So yeah, so those are the plans that I have for myself this year. Inshallah, I know that they are not impossible, they are not far-fetched, they are not like too much for God to do for me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. See, I've been through a lot recording this video today. Like I've literally been recording since 3 o'clock, and it's currently what, almost 7 o'clock in the night, because I've not recorded in a long time. So I need to like set up my phone. Memory was getting filled up. I had to like be transferring the video like every 30 minutes. I know this video is long, but I'm going to try as much as possible to cut as much as I can. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I hope you've learned or gained a thing or two from everything that I've discussed, everything I've mentioned. I'm recording this video basically not just for people to learn from it, but also for myself. I feel like it's going to be a good video to watch next year and see how far I've come. And I pray that I'm able to like achieve everything that I've set out for myself for 2025. And I also pray that this video would be a good like video to look back to and say that, oh, I remember when I was talking about how difficult 2024 was, and I'm alhamdulillah, this is how life is going for me and stuff like that. So anyways, thank you so much. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I pray inshallah 2025 I'm going to be consistent here. You're going to see me regularly here, and I'll try as much as possible to be consistent. I just need time to be able to record and edit videos. It's not easy, to be honest. But anyways, I'll see you guys in my next one. Like I said, don't forget to like, share, comment, and also yeah, let me know how your 2024 went in the comment section. Let's chat, let's talk about it, let's talk about like your L's and your wins, and let's celebrate together. Basically, let's hold each other accountable. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on my next one. Bye. Mwah. What, let's do this again. Hi guys, welcome back to my uh Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Raima, or you can call me Ray for short. And also, I'll be talking a bit about some of my plans and goals for 2025. So don't go nowhere, and we'll be back in a couple of seconds. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing, to be honest. Oh my god, like this is so weird. And don't go nowhere. So, and I'll catch you guys. I don't even know what to say. But after a break, don't go anywhere. After this short break, we'll be back. Literally, this is so hard. Oh my god, this is so hard.